All right, guys. I just want to make sure I can hear everything, and I'm just gonna listen to the playback real quick, make sure I can hear everything, and then we can start this special stream, and I can hear it. All right, so we are good as far as I know. We are definitely good. Now, the one thing I was trying to, reason why I was taking this, multiple reasons why I've been taking so long is because one, I was trying to set up these graphics I'm showing on the screen during this live stream about certain things, and I've been trying. As you see, there's a chat box on the screen right there, if you guys are familiar with that. And I see you guys are chatting, but for some strange, odd reason, it's not appearing. It's not appearing on the chat box, which is kind of weird. I don't know what's wrong with it. Is it because it's technically what's going to appear? I don't know what's going on. So I hope it's going to appear while people can make my life much more easier, so then I can just, instead of going back and forth between different screens, I can actually just look at my Streamlabs screen instead of going back on YouTube screen to see who are commenting. Okay, so there you go, it works. Okay, so there you go. Thank you, Black Area Game, for doing that, because now I can actually see what's going on, because it was just weird. The way this is set up on Streamlabs is just so weird. Then okay, now I can actually see what you guys are saying. All right, so Black Area Gaming, let's go. Now I can see. I guess it was because simply since I didn't actually put in the encoder for the live stream, all the comments that took place before I went live, it was not showing. So actually, the stream chat is fine, and we can actually get started. So what's going on, guys? Creator here, and like I said before, based on this title, this is a different type of stream. This is not a Raw Wrestling podcast. It's not a Universe Mode video. It's not a Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolutions video. This is simply a end of the year stream where, I mean, sometimes it's good to just reflect on what you've done over the past year and just look back, see like all the mistakes you made, all the good things you made, and just reflect on it. And then just before we talk about the future, we got to talk about the past real quick. So what this stream is mainly about, just a review of my 2018 year on YouTube, which is probably one of the most, I would say, since I first started on YouTube back in 2012, one of the most interesting years on my channel. Okay, I've learned a lot. That's all I can say. I've learned a lot, not just in terms of like live streaming or editing, just in terms of how this YouTube game works. So I've actually learned a lot from this year. And then we'll talk about the future, my plans for 2019, new goals. I mean, I'm going to discuss some more. If you actually look on the actual screen itself, you see I have a new subscriber goal, new membership goal. If you actually notice, donation goal isn't even on there anymore. I'll explain why. And there's that. But first things first, shout out to these recent subscribers. Again, I'm going to butcher your names. Barbara Gone, Tyler Shelby, Brandon Johnson, Chaos Darkai, and Mark Salone. These are all new subscribers. Now, the one weird thing I don't get, because Streamlabs is based off of YouTube, I have a bunch of new subscribers, but these are not the recent ones. They just, I don't know what the deal is. They never update for some reason. It's kind of strange, but it is what it is. I wish it would update more. I guess it'll be easier if people actually subscribed during this chat, then I guess we'll update through there. It's weird how Streamlabs works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But let's begin this stream and talk about my year 2018. Now, the year 2018, and I'm going to be basing all of this. I have a screen that you cannot see, but I have my screen, pretty much my YouTube channel screen of my videos. I'm based around what I'm talking about based on the videos I uploaded. Help me understand what I've been doing. So let's begin all the way back in January. Now, in January 2018, I was already, if you guys don't know, if you're a fan of my Universe Mode, I was already starting my Universe Mode series 2K18. This is the first time since, what, 2K15 that I decided to do a full-fledged Universe Mode, decided to go at it. And I was doing good. Raw, Smackdown, 205 Live, decided to do those three main shows. I did a couple pay-per-views, Payback, Backlash, Money in the Bank, Great Balls Fire that recently just came out. And besides Universe Mode, I told myself in 2017 that 2018 I was going to go hard on Universe Mode. I was going to really focus on it. I had a bunch of ideas on it, and I really had some plans for 2K18 Universe Mode. It was supposed to go way longer than it should have, but a mistake happened that I will admit to right now, is that I decided to take a break. Because if you guys remember, while I was doing my universe mode, I was doing it weekly for like 7 weeks straight. It was just weekly universe mode stuff, and it was going strong. At the Backlash pay-per-view, after the Backlash pay-per-view, I took, which was pretty much what called. Oh, and Grim Vampire King here. Hi, Grim Vampire King. Nice for you to show up for today's stream. A mistake that I made was I decided to take a break. And that was the worst mistake I could have made for the Universe Mode series. Now, the reason why is because I exhausted all of my Universe Modes that I recorded up to that point. Because you remember when 2K18 came out in 2017, I told you guys I'd be taking a 2-month break just to record as much footage as I can to begin. And that was my fault. Because during that time, I also was working my job at the time. And it was a full-time job, I worked 40 hours a week. So I couldn't really balance out YouTube and my job at the same time. So I decided to do that route, and it clearly didn't work because I took a very long break. Like the next time the universe mode appeared was 4 months later. And that's pretty much what, my bad, 5 months later based on what I'm looking at on my videos. And that was pretty much killed my momentum because I was going like very strong in viewership for my universe mode, and that's what pretty much killed it for me when I took that break. And the 2K18, it was pretty much dead at that point because anything can happen within a short time span. Obviously, people were probably looking for other universe mode videos, and I fell out through the search, and that's what happened. And that's my mistake, guys, and I apologize for anybody who's a fan of my universe mode. I apologize. I took that break in 2018. Now, the reason why I actually there was multiple reasons why I took a break from universe mode is because, again, I exhausted all the footage, and during that time, we're going to talk about this. I was just so let's begin by saying, I give myself too high of expectations. I guess is the best word to say. I don't know how to really else to describe it. I tell myself I'm going to do this, or I want to do a bunch of stuff, and I can never do it. For example, for years, if you guys been watching my stuff, not just necessarily fan, but just been watching my stuff since 2012, I always tell myself I always want to do a bunch of stuff, focus on WE, focus on Power Rangers, Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, all this stuff. And during that time, I was still in high school, so I didn't have to necessarily worry about a job, worry about paying bills or whatever. I could just do YouTube and go to school, do my 7 hours of school, focus on YouTube at the time, and everything was good. But after 2015, when reality hits you, when you get out of school, you actually got to find a job and start paying bills, whatever, can't focus on stuff that you said you really want to do. And because of that, up until 2018, I always try to focus on Kamen Rider, Power Rangers, because those are stuff that I'm passionate about. Those stuff that I actually enjoy doing, and I love wrestling too. And I really universe mode allows you to really be creative and tell your own WE stories. And I wanted to do that. I was just doing that, and I was doing fine. But when I want to focus on, once I realized, oh crap, I want to do this stuff and do video game streams and whatever. That's what killed my universe mode series last year, is because I was focused on too many things, and it got to the point, and I could talk about that. It got to the point where I had footage. So I only have one desktop computer, by the way. So I had footage that had been saved up. I'll give you an example. My universe mode series. So I actually didn't stop recording my universe mode series. I recorded footage like that. Let me tell you a secret, and this is actually gonna be a funny story. That Money in the Bank. So I'll give you an example. The Money in the Bank. Okay, this was prior to I decided to revamp my whole universe mode. That Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and I actually still have the footage, so I can tell you. If you guys remember the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, that was my last pay-per-view before I decided to completely revamp my universe mode, and that aired on. I'm looking at the date, August 19th. Now, that's when my universe mode aired of Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Now, and here's some truth to that. What you guys don't realize, that Money in the Bank pay-per-view, I was sitting on that pay-per-view. You want to guess, take a wild guess of how long I've been sitting on that pay-per-view? Anybody just want to take a guess? I've been sitting on that pay-per-view since June. I was sitting on that pay-per-view. So for 2 months, it took like 2 months, I was sitting on that pay-per-view doing absolutely nothing with it. And that was the problem I ran into. It wasn't because I didn't want to do anything with it. It's because I was focused on so many other stuff. I was like, oh crap, I gotta do some Power Rangers videos, so do some Kamen Rider videos, do all this stuff, and do all that stuff. I had so much footage on my computer in relation to like Power Rangers, Kamen Rider. I want to put that out, but I was focused on universe mode. I focused on too much stuff at once, and that's my mistake. And I learned from that. Again, we all learn from your mistakes, and from after this year and see how my channel has gone, I'm starting to realize unless I grow more, until I grow more, I can't focus on the things I want to focus on. I have to focus on the things that are what's actually people are more interested in. As much as I love Power Rangers and Kamen Rider and all that stuff, I really do. I can't really put a focus on that because my core audience is WWE. It really is. That is my core audience, and my viewership is actually another thing I want to talk about for a second. My viewership really took a dip. So since 2000, I'm trying to give a gauge here. Since like 2007, since late 2016, for some odd reason, I don't know how it happened, in 2016, my Kamen Rider video, I don't know if you guys ever seen my Kamen Rider video before. It's like this short 4 minutes like skit of me like just adapting like some footage from Kamen Rider Gaim, just as a one-off thing. I always wanted to do like a live-action Kamen Rider series, but that's like a unrealistic goal. That's not happening right now. Eventually down the line, but like it was just a 4-minute skit. I never expected to get the views it gotten. Never. Because if you actually look on my channel right now, okay, I'm actually looking at it right. I'm trying to look for it right now. Come on. If you actually look at my channel right now, it has 1.3 million views. Never in my wildest imagination I would have ever expected that to get that many views. Never. Would have never thought. And it happened, and because of that, that has pretty much has been carrying, and it's kind of sad. It's a positive and negative because I never thought I would reach a video that has 1 million views. Because the last time a video got that much views was back in my earlier days in YouTube with my WE13 content. I would have never thought in a million years I would have got a 1 million view video, let alone from that video. And yeah, that's pretty much been carrying my channel this whole time until, and while I'm trying to pull it up. Oh, and there's a lot of people here. Chris Siege, 5 weeks. I'm completely wrong. Actually, yeah, let me look at the chat real quick. Let's go. Hi, Streamlabs. Something. Yeah, you're right. No, it wasn't 2 weeks. I was sitting on it for 2 months. Grim the Vampire King. For 2 months, I've been sitting on it. Chris Siege, 5 weeks. Yep. I mean, it was like around 2 months. I was sitting on that footage, and that's the problem. I had videos I wanted to do, but because I have a full-time job and because I was focused on so many other things, it got into the point where I couldn't focus on everything. And that was my mistake. So let me look. I want to pull up my analytics. I can't show you guys my analytics because that's against YouTube guideline. I'm pulling up for myself so I can tell you guys something. This was really like an eye-opener of what happened this year. This really made me open my eyes to something. Because I thought my seat... So let's talk about this year, because this is where like reality hits me. Pull it up. Yep, and this chart. I wish I could show you guys this chart, but I can't because of YouTube guideline. But this chart is pretty damning. It really was eye-opening for me. So from the beginning of the year all the way to May, which is ironically when I pretty much stopped doing universe mode, my channels like every day, I was getting anywhere between like 4,000, 5,000 views in a day. And whatever, starting in May, I don't know what happened. I can't even tell you. Is it because like the lack, like I pretty much reached the peak of my Armor Rider videos still get views to this day, but that was pretty much carrying my channel. It was eye-opening with this. It was pretty much carrying my channel. What happened was it just completely dipped. And I can't give you the exact amount. It just completely. It was like This and boom, after May. And ever since then, I have never gotten that kind of viewership for my channel since May. Now, I'm looking at my analytics now, and it's growing. It is definitely growing back because I did certain changes like the last 3 months, and it really helped. But yeah, I've never reached the heights that I had back in May. It really took a dip. So I realized I have to do something different. My Armor video carried me for 2 years, and a lot has changed, and I realized that I have a part-time job. I have a part-time job in 10 months. Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, yeah, jobs. If you have part-time, that's why I wish I had I think my job right now, my current job is a part-time job right now, and I wish I had a part-time job back then so I could focus more on YouTube. But again, reality hits you sometimes, and you have to pay the bills and whatnot. So there's that. My viewership dipped, so I decided I have to do something different with my universe mode, because my universe mode also got stale as well. And I know I'm kind of all over the place on what I'm talking about, but we're about to make sense in all of this in just a second. I apologize, guys, but we're about to make all this. I'm just trying to tell you guys why did I had to make a revamp on my channel. I started, if you guys are like, if you're fans of my universe mode, or you're fans of universe mode channel, you know there's channels out there like Delsinski, Murphs, I'm trying to think of some, Gorge and Perkins, Brendan Plays, who do these universe modes like they go outside the box. They're not restricting themselves to what's actually in game. They be creative about it, and they just be creative about it, and they go out of their way to do all this editing for the universe mode to make it really presentable. And I was content with having my universe mode the way it was. I thought the in-game stuff was fine, but in reality it wasn't, and I've been lying to myself about that. So you guys noticed around after the takeover, my NXT universe mode, I decided to completely change how my universe mode went. Completely revamp it, completely make it more edible. I decided to add GMs, like really instead of focusing on just me commenting over it, it's like pretty much the GMs have control. I'm just a live commentator. Everything else is happening in the game. It is a lot more engaging. The storylines are much more interesting because I'm not restricted to just a promo system there. I make all of my promos because one of my subscribers commented on my video saying like, do you write all these promos that you're doing? Yeah, I make my own storylines. I do everything, and it really shows off because the viewership completely changed on my universe mode. A lot more people were watching it than before. And I want to actually give a special shout out to everybody who attended that 2K19 premiere of my Raw universe mode. That universe mode video has been the most watched universe mode video that I had in over a year, and that says a lot. It actually gotten more views than my Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view, which was the last 2K18 pay-per-view. That episode alone got more views, and what that tells me is that I'm actually doing. I'm in the right direction now. I'm actually in the right direction because for one, I have to thank YouTube Premieres. Like, if you guys don't know about YouTube Premiere feature, this is pretty much the best feature YouTube has gotten on their website in like years, because I always told myself that this is like universe mode for just WWE in general. The way universe mode is set up, it is meant for like live streaming. But the issue with live streaming, you can't live stream edited videos, or there are ways to do that. There wasn't really a dedicated way to live stream edited videos, like pre-recorded videos, until YouTube Premieres, because I guess Twitch had this feature. Apparently Twitch had this feature for a while where you could stream pre-recorded footage, and I always told, once they announced this feature like in late summer, I was like, I need this feature right here. This would definitely help out my universe mode. And sure enough, when they released and I started using it, it has greatly helped out my universe mode, and it has been something else. Like that, I am really proud of that Raw episode that came out, because the main thing is like you guys were commenting. Like before, if I used to do a premiere video, a lot of people would show up, a lot of people comment. But that universe mode video that we did on Raw, a bunch of people showed up more than usual. And the one thing I really liked about it the most is that my viewership from the beginning of that video not only did it stay the same throughout the whole hour and 30 minutes of that episode, but I actually gained more viewers by the end. Usually when a stream happens, you have this set amount of viewers, and by the end you lose viewers. From the beginning to the end, I actually gained more viewers during the stream instead of losing them. So that really, like, you have no idea how much like that universe mode video really opened my eyes. Like, you know what, I'm doing something right. And one of the main reasons why it worked probably is because, and I'm changing. I'm gonna tell you guys, if you're in my universe mode, how my universe mode is gonna be playing out differently. Before, I would tell myself, okay, I'm gonna record a whole backlog of footage, right, and just release it weekly and whatever. Wow, in an ideal situation, that would be fine if you had a bigger subscriber base, because a lot more people would be more in tone to look at your videos. I'm a small channel. I'm only at 4,000 subs. I'm not like those people who have like 30,000, 100,000 subscribers. So not a lot of people can have the time to watch my videos. But when I released this universe mode video, I didn't release like the day after my Great Ball of Fire pay-per-view. It took like another additional week, and the viewership greatly shows. So what that tells me is that the way I've been doing it before, where I just release like every week, you get Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live. That's like, if you actually add up all the time for those episodes, like Raw is always going to be an hour, 30 minutes. SmackDown is going to be an hour, and 205 Live is going to be 30 minutes. If you add all that in addition to my This Week in Universe Mode series, that's how much? Almost 3.5 hours of videos just for universe mode alone a week that I put out on my channel. And that is clearly, now again, I watch YouTube videos. I'm not just YouTube creator myself. I watch YouTube videos. I know realistically there's no way in hell I can watch somebody's channel for like 3 hours and sign it in a week, expecting to watch it on certain days. So the way I'm gonna be doing my universe mode from now on, it's still gonna be continuing. There's still gonna be Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, This Week in Universe. However, instead of doing it on like, you get Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live every week, but the issue with that is because if I do it that way, I have to not upload any videos and mass release them on a weekly basis. That clearly doesn't help. What I'm going to do is just, once I'm done the episode, I'm going to release it. And there you go. Okay, that gives people time to watch the previous episode. And that's how it works. So like right now, today, I was actually working on a SmackDown Live episode. And let me tell you guys, if you like the Raw episode, this SmackDown Live episode is be something. If you're a fan of my SmackDown Universe mode, you're going to enjoy it. Because like the brands, like if you haven't noticed, like my brands are the brands of Raw and SmackDown Live are very, very intriguing. Like if you like my main stars on Raw, you have AJ Styles, Ember Moon, Becky Lynch, and The Shield. SmackDown Live, if you actually notice how I did it, for the brands, you have more of the workhorses on SmackDown Live. People like Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens, Bobby Roode, Asuka, Sasha, like people who like the fans really like. The like SmackDown always considered the B show. Trying to make that the A show as possible, like putting on like those types of superstars there. And Raw, you already got like the established superstars, so they're doing like that. So I try to make it as diverse as possible, these brands, and make these stories a lot more interesting. So if you're a fan of Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens, that's the SmackDown show. You have to watch those people. Fan of AJ Styles and The Shield, that's the Raw side. So there's that. And 205 Live, obviously, I love 205 Live in the Cruiserweight division, and I'm really having fun doing those episodes, especially now. I decided to do something like Rey Mysterio, a all-time greatest superstar of all time. Put him on 205 Live. Interesting move, because people consider 205 Live like the D-rank show, but I'm trying to establish it. I'm trying to make all three of these brands feel as important as possible. So putting someone like Rey Mysterio on 205 Live really should make people want to be more interested. I'm putting someone like him on 205 Live. You have to wait and see. So I'm really working like this. So this SmackDown Live episode is going to be a very different episode. Like I said, ever since I decided to focus more on editing the creative mind that I wanted to see on my universe mode, this SmackDown Live episode is going to be very, very interesting. That's all I can say about that. And when it's going to be released. So with that being said, I'm working on it right now. I'm like 20 minutes in. By the end of this stream, whenever I decide to end this stream, I'll be working on it. Unfortunately, my goal is to release tomorrow. But I know how long my desktop takes to export videos, especially if they're running at 60 frames per second now. So more than likely, unfortunately, Smackdown live episode, my goal is for it to be released on Tuesday. The latest. It could shockingly be released by Monday, tomorrow, but more than likely it won't be released until Tuesday. And we could just all do the YouTube premiere there and just have a good time watching that. There's that. And yeah, that's for universe mode. So you guys are interested about universe mode. That's the new focus. Everything's gonna remain the same. It's just the way I'm going to be scheduling and uploading just be slightly different. Instead of like 3 episodes a week, it's just when I'm done. And I feel like that works the best because that gives people time to watch the previous episode. And it definitely shows in my viewership. Because the one thing I also learned this year is to focus on my YouTube analytics. I did not care about my YouTube analytics for like the past 6-7 years I've been doing YouTube. I did not care. And as you can see by my subscriber count, you can see by my viewership, it shows. Because obviously, I don't really focus on YouTube analytics. I don't see what I'm doing right. I don't see what I'm doing wrong. And this year I decided to actually focus on that. I'm looking at my analytics now. Everything's up. Everything on my channel is up. I have improved a lot over the past like 3 months after I decided to switch my focus around. I decided to do that. And there's that. Before I talk about anything else, let me see the comments real quick. I wasn't actually looking at the comment section. I apologize. Let me see. Oh yeah, Chris says, I feel like you were, you remind me of somebody. I don't know who. I feel like you're like a long-time viewer. I feel like I should know you, Chris says. Hello. Oh, yeah, Christopher. I was wondering. I was like, why do you look so familiar? I remember looking at that. And so Grim Vampire King, you're saying 3 months relax. Sometimes I write Yu-Gi-Oh! Live action stories, do my own. Oh, we're about to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolutions right now. We're about to talk about that. When there's so much creativity in the Universe Mode community, it's difficult to compete. All credit to you. You managed to do so. Your Universe Mode feels unique to you. Nice that Universe Mode is very good. No, I'm Dark Grand Medley. Well, as you see, Black Area Gaming, and I appreciate both of you guys' feedback, Grim Vampire King and Black Area Gaming. Yeah, I try to make my Universe Mode a lot different. Their universe modes like Delzinski, Gorge and Perkins, Black Area Gaming. Well, I'm mentioning your name because actually I want to do something with you, Black Area Gaming. Remember we was in talks about, and actually let's talk about that real quick. We were in talks about doing like this special. So this is a behind the scenes type of thing. We were in talks about doing like this special for my universe mode where the Greatest Royal Rumble. That was considered like an international pay-per-view. I wanted to do something different that not a lot of YouTubers have done. I wanted to put that pay-per-view special and put it on somebody else's channel, which would have been Black Area Gaming, who is my current moderator in this chat. Unfortunately, again, during that time period, because I do apologize to you, Black Area Gaming. I really was in contact with you because again, I was focused on so much other stuff that I didn't have time to put together that pay-per-view, and that's why plans fell through, and I deeply apologize for that. I do want to do something like that eventually down the line, and we will. If it's not Greatest Royal Rumble, it'll be something completely different, like a Super Showdown type thing, or something like international that's on somebody else's channel, like my Universe Mode style on somebody else's channel. We will do that eventually. And I'm not saying it'd be this year or who knows. It all depends on how things go because my focus is strictly on universe mode. I'm really like hands on deck on my universe mode. So there's that. We will eventually see the light of day whenever that happens. I want to collab a lot more with other YouTubers, but I have to focus on what I want my channel to be and what my goals are with it first before I can actually collab with people, unfortunately. So we will eventually do something related to Universe Mode on your channel. I just don't know what it is yet. And Grim Vampire King, 3 months relax stream. Sometimes I write my Yu-Gi-Oh! Live action stories and doing my videos on YouTube. Yep. With that being said, let's talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolution. Something completely different on my channel that I decided to do this year. Now, I don't know what happened. It's one of those things where it's like you go to sleep one day, you have a dream, and you really think about something. And you're like, huh. So what? I forgot what. I can actually tell you exactly what year, what month this happened. Let me see. Based on this video I'm looking at. February. So it's February this year where I woke up one day and I must have had, I forgot what the dream was. I don't remember the exact dream. It was in relation to Yu-Gi-Oh! I woke up one day and I really thought about it. And I went to work that day too. And I asked some of my friends, you know what would be cool? I don't see a lot of on YouTube. Where I do see it, but they don't really execute it well. A Yu-Gi-Oh! Live action series. Because I've always been a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, 5Ds, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds is one of my greatest anime of all time. One of my favorite shows in general of all time. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! show in general. Not going to lie. I fell off after 5Ds. Didn't really care about Zexal. Didn't really care about Arc 5. Haven't even watched V-Reigns. But like 5Ds is like, that was like my hype in Yu-Gi-Oh! in general. So I always, like you, Grim. I used to always like have like this fan fiction stuff for like this series called Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolutions. I wrote about it before, like on this forum back when like 4Kids. Like this is taking it back like 2009, 2010. Where like I used to like write these fan fictions on these forums and whatnot. So after like one day in February, I just told my friends who also were fans of Yu-Gi-Oh! Ironically, I was like, you know, we should start like a live action series on Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's what we've been doing. So from like February to now, me and a bunch of my other friends, we've been working on this collaboration project. And if you guys know by now, it's called Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolutions. And it's like this live action series that we are working on. It's not just me, it's my friends as well. And we're really enjoying the series. And like the first episode we came out with, it was very successful. I did not expect it to get the views it got. Right now at 641 views, and compared to most other views things on my channel, that is exceptionally well. Like that exceeded my expectation a lot. People really liked it. I'm glad they did. Me and my friends put a bunch of work into that. Episode 2, if you guys don't know by now, it's coming out January 5th. That's when episode 2 is coming out. But now, unfortunately, here comes the bad news. Unfortunately, episode 2 will be the last episode in a while because we actually filmed half of episode 3. But unfortunately, due to behind the scenes reasons, one of the cast members, if you guys don't know, if you haven't seen episode 1, Ty, the guy who plays Ty, due to behind the scenes reasons, he is not part of the show anymore, and he was actually a main character. So because of that, we had to halt production because we had to pretty much turn the whole story around. The original story we had to completely change it now. Like right now, this is the Dark Brotherhood arc. The whole arc in general isn't changing. We had to change different aspects of the story because he was a major character in the show. So we found a new cast member, and the story is slightly altered. So if you watch episode 1, if you watch episode 2, it's coming out January 5th, which is like what, 12 days from now. After episode 2, when episode 3 releases, when it's gonna be released, I don't know. You're going to see a completely changed. Whatever story that we were telling episode 2 is going to slightly alter starting in episode 3. So you'll see it because we recorded footage with him. You're going to see him in half of the episode. In the next episode, you can see there's going to be a different change in focus now. I know it's kind of be weird saying that. I can't really explain it too much, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolutions, I'm just letting you guys know in advance. Unfortunately, after January 5th, Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolutions is going to take hiatus. It's only been 2 episodes, I know. But me and my friends, we are working on it. Our goal is for it to return sometime in the summer. I know it's gonna be a very long time, but the wait will be worth it because we actually want to get season 1 done completely, so it could just air on a weekly basis. So our goal for it is to resume filming probably around February, when it's not cold outside. We're gonna resume filming in that probably around February, and we should be done before the summer, so we can actually start releasing the episodes. Like in like the summer/fall of that year, and we can focus on that. And so that's Status Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolution. Unfortunately, guys, as episode 2 is gonna take a break. I am gonna release the episode 3 preview, but just know it's going to be a minute for episode 3 and the series general to resume, because we had to completely change the cast around and whatnot. Like we found a replacement for the Ty character, but we had to completely again alter the whole story that we were going to tell. But that's what happens sometimes. And there's that. Another thing I want to, I guess before, let me see something real quick. Comments. I'm a big fan. Oh yeah, I'm Sean. Oh yeah. What's up, Sean? Thanks for joining the chat. I'm a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! Fighties. Again, yeah, me too, Grim. First 3 series, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Fighties, the only ones worth watching. Yeah, I mean, I was a fan of Zexal. I was. I mean, I'm not a fan. I watched Zexal like the first 60 episode and I got bored. My interest in Yu-Gi-Oh! Slightly went down a lot. And yeah. Arc 5 my brother watched. V-Rays, I mean, it's whatever. But like, yeah, the height in my opinion at Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, that was pretty much it. In terms of like the height of popularity of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, and Sean. So I know you watch my Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolutions videos, Sean, but unfortunately after episode 2, we're taking a extended break. Our goal for the show is to resume back in the summer. We had to completely change the cast around because the Ty character, due to behind the scenes reasons, is not part of the show anymore. So we had to replace him. We have a replacement. And we're going to we had to rewrite the story a little bit, so hopefully it's going to resume sometime in the summer. It could be earlier, but our timetable for its return is going to be sometime in the summer. For season 1, our goal is 22 episodes. So this first season is going to be a long season. Our goal for it is going to be like, again, 22 episodes. So there's that. So I know you actually watched the video. I don't know if you like Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolutions or not. I just know you're one of the people who watch that, so I wanted to reiterate that real quick. The World Wrestling Podcast. Let's talk about that for a second. It was one of these things that I started. It was a wrestling podcast. Guys, remember, if you are been watching my channel for a while now, I actually had a This Week in Wrestling podcast with me and my friend Ron. He's your weekly wrestling recap show. I decided to do something different with that, and I'm just decided to do the day after or as soon as Raw, Smackdown, 205 Live, NXT, whatever airs. I review it there. I really like that. I want to continue with that, but then this is where we talk about the future of everything. I know it's kind of all over the place in the beginning, but now we're going to actually focus on my goals of 2019. Let's focus on that real quick. Let's transition. And that's pretty much it for I guess this video. Okay, again, this was a different type of live stream. Just tell you guys my plans for 2019 was pretty much heavily focused on Universe Mode. The Universe Mode Smackdown live episode will be out on Tuesday. You see, like my subscribe membership goals are right there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolutions after episode 2, unfortunately, is gonna be taking a long break. Hopefully, it comes back in the summer. Me and my friends can refocus on like we have plans for it. We're gonna start hopefully refilming in February. And what else? I feel like I'm missing something. The others, I want to stream a bunch of video games, but I just don't know what games to stream. So there's that. Hold on, let me see something real quick. I'm just refreshing something real quick. I don't mind the wait as long as it's good. Thank you, Sean. It is gonna be good. Trust me. Episode 2. Let me tell you something. Episode 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolutions, in my personal opinion, is 10 times better than episode 1. Like, you know how things work. The first time you do something is not as always as good as you hoped it is. Episode 2, I feel like, is the better episode in my personal opinion. A lot of my friends say they like episode 1 who filmed with me, but episode 2, I do feel like episode 2 is 10 times more better than episode 1 because it's actually the duel of the show. And you're going to like episode 2. A lot more of the cast. You're going to see more of the cast, the rest of the cast, the main cast members like in the show. So episode 2 is going to be a lot. It's actually going to be 2 minutes longer than episode 1. So I think it's like around 15 minutes. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Again, it's coming out January 5th on Saturday. Yes. And we are really like hands on deck on this show. Like, we are really going to be pushing this show a lot. We're going to make this show the best possible streaming games you could complete Legacy of the Duelist. Yes, I do. That's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to be completing Legacy of the Duelist eventually. I'm not gonna give a time frame as to when, because I'm not going to say something and I just don't know. I'm not gonna say a date, and if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna feel like I'm a liar. I don't want to lie to you guys. We're gonna finish Legacy of the Duel. That's the thing. We're going to finish. I hope episode 2 is gonna be. It is. I mean, if you look at the preview, we're actually introducing a new rule. We made a completely original rule, like Master Rules X, like Grim. Like, episode 2 is going to be something. I can definitely tell you that. I really hope you guys enjoy that one. We put a lot of fun into it. So actually, here's a special behind the scenes things of episode 2. Episode 1 and episode 2 was originally just one episode. The reason why we had to split it was because of production time reasons. Because actually, let me tell you something. Remember that scene with Alice, the character? Originally, that scene had Alan, the other character, in it, which we alluded to during that scene, who is the third main character of the show. He couldn't make the filming that day, so we had to split episode 1 and 2. So he actually appears in episode 2. But that's a special tip that I don't think you guys would have realized. Episode 1 and 2 is was originally supposed to be one episode, but because of timing and casting reasons, well, because of just scheduling reasons, Alan, who was supposed to be a part of that episode, wasn't available for shooting, so we actually had to split the episode in half, and that's why the duel is in the second episode, and all that stuff happened in the first episode. So eventually I'm going to put together a special prologue episode which contains both 1 and 2, so viewing it will make sense. Oh yeah, this was clearly when you watch episode when you guys watch episode 2 Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolutions, you're gonna realize this was clearly meant to be in the first episode. And you're gonna see it really. This is clearly meant to be in the first episode, but it was just we couldn't put it together. I had to split the episodes in 2, but it was clearly I'm gonna make a special eventually. Actually, you guys have noticed I've been putting out behind the scene videos of Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolutions. Like yesterday, I put out behind the scenes of the teaser trailer we filmed. Next week, if I have the time, I'll be releasing behind the scenes of the complete episode 1. And I think it's over like 30 minutes of footage behind the scenes. So if you guys are interested, like in like behind the scenes of how we film stuff, you probably want to watch that video. Hopefully next Saturday. Don't quote me on that, but hopefully next Saturday. That is my goal for it to release behind the scenes, and then that next week episode 2 comes out, and then probably after that I'll be probably putting out the preview episode 3, and then behind the scenes episode 2. And unfortunately, that will necessarily be it for Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolutions for right now. We will resume later in the year. Hopefully we can, like in terms of episodes resuming, hopefully we can resume by summer. End goal is fall, but it could release in the summer if we're scheduling right. But there's that. So yeah, I'm really excited about episode 2. As I said, if you watch it next Saturday, you're gonna clearly, well, not next Saturday. I'm looking at this right. Well, not next Saturday, the following Saturday, January 5th. You're gonna realize, yeah, this was clearly the same episode, just split into 2. I didn't want to split into 2, but because scheduling reasons, I had to split it into 2. So there's that. Other than that, I think that was pretty much the stream. Like I said, guys, this wasn't like a gameplay stream, a review stream of DayUI. It's pretty much just a reflection stream. I appreciate everybody who came out today just to be a part of this stream. Like I said, if you guys are a fan of my universe mode, it's going to be coming out hopefully by Tuesday. As soon as I'm done with this stream, we work on episode 2 right now. Of Smackdown, I should say, of my universe mode. Hopefully, unrealistically, I'm gonna get the time. If I finish this episode in like the next 2 hours, it could very well be released by Monday night, or it will definitely. The goal is definitely Tuesday. I can see it be coming out Tuesday. So special shout out to Black Area Gaming, JJ Hunt, Grim, Chris, and Sean for coming out to today's stream. Really appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas if you celebrate it, New Year's, and we'll see you guys. I'll see you guys with pretty much episode 2 of, not episode 2. Oh, episode 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolutions, if you're a fan of that. And for Universe Mode, if you guys are a fan of my Universe Mode, Smackdown, hopefully it's coming out Tuesday. It could be Monday. Don't quote me on that. It will probably be Tuesday though. But there's that. It'll be a Christmas. It'll be I just realized. Tuesday is actually Christmas. So you can consider that a hold up. What's the plan for the wrestling review shows that I think you mentioned, but I didn't elaborate. I could be. Oh, so that's the 10%. Black Area Gaming. The wrestling podcast will be considered a 10%, where if I have the time to do it, I will do it. So, for example, let's say, fortunately, I couldn't review TLC because I was focused on whatever. Let's say the Royal Rumble. I'll give you an example. If I have time to review the Royal Rumble, I will do it. So that also falls under the 10% category, where if I actually have the free time to do anything other than Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolutions or 2K19, that's where it falls under the 10%. So I should have rewrote it. I should have wrote the 10% as live streaming. I guess that makes the most sense because I'll be live streaming video games as well as doing my podcast. I guess if that makes any sense. Yes, that's just the if I have the time to do it, I will do it. And that falls under 10% category. That's why I want to. But hey, if I build my subscriber count up, I'll have more. YouTube become more of a profitable thing for me, where I can actually do this more often, and I can actually, my end goal in this all is to hopefully make YouTube my full-time job. And based on this year and how things have been going for the past 2 months, I'm actually growing slowly but surely. I'm actually growing. Like that Universe Mode Raw episode helped a lot. I have gained a lot of subscribers because of that, and I'm in the right direction. That's why I'm definitely in the right direction. If I focus on the way I'm doing it now, I think we will be good. And by next year, by end of next year, we'll reflect on this and be like, yeah, we grew. We definitely grew. So, yeah. So Black Air Game, in regards to that question, the Raw Wrestling Podcast will fall under the 10%, where if I have the time to do it, I'll do it. But Universe Mode and Yu-Gi-Oh! Evolutions are my main priority this year. Those are my only 2 priorities this year. and anything else will fall under the other category. So there's that. But thank you guys for attending today's stream. I really do appreciate it. And I'll be working as soon as the stream ends. I'll be working straight after I get something to eat. I haven't eaten anything since what? Since 8 this morning. I haven't eaten anything at all. I've just been focused on editing, and I went to sleep. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you. Yeah, happy holidays. If you celebrate Christmas, celebrate New Year's, happy holidays, guys. And hey, if the Smackdown episode released Tuesday, consider that the Christmas special of Smackdown Live. So there's that. But other than that, guys, really appreciate it for spending an hour with me just talking. And with that being said, guys, it's Creator signing off. Catch you guys later. Happy New Year's. Let's do great in 2019.